Alrighty, what is up, human beings of the MMA community, and welcome back to my channel. You're watching the daily series of Nwadei MMA, where I give you my thoughts, but more importantly ask for yours as we talk about everything going on in the community today. And today we're going to be talking about a lot of news, big fight news announcements. Francis Ngannou has an opponent that most likely is going to be happening soon. That will most likely happen. This is of course a boxing event. We're going to talk more about that. Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor, is this fight happening, or is Michael Chandler going to fight someone else? We're going to talk about some future opponents that he might be fighting if he doesn't fight Conor McGregor. And Rose Namajunas to make her flyweight debut. Why is she moving up? We're gonna talk about all this and more, but first guys, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, as it does help to support me and my content. And if you like in-depth fight analysis, MMA reaction videos, pre and post fight breakdowns, and MMA documentary style videos, then go ahead and subscribe. You're more than welcome to join the Nwadei MMA family. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into the video. Okay, so first up, we're going to talk about Francis Ngannou and his next fight, the boxing match. We don't yet have a date for it. However, they say he's going to be fighting Derek Chisora. Yes, the same Derek Chisora who has lost to Tyson Fury, what, three times, maybe? He has lost to Dylan White twice. He's lost to Joseph Parker twice. But he's been around the block. He's had his fair share of wins, and he's 39 years old now. And I'm assuming that this is a fight to get Francis Ngannou acquainted with boxing, whether it is the rounds and the amount of time he'll be going, or whether it's just the difference in composure that these boxers have, and to get him acquainted to that different pace that boxing has compared to MMA. We know that Francis Ngannou is a bull. He likes to rush his opponents forward. He's been more patient in the past, like in this last Stipe fight or in the Gane fight, where he was dealing with a torn knee and still won that match with his grappling. So he transformed from this style to where he would kind of just rush his opponents and look to land one clean shot, and that one clean shot usually sends his opponents to the shadow realm. But ever since he's learned to tame that pace and tame his power and tame his aggression, he's been even more dangerous, especially in MMA. Now, when we're talking about boxing, how is this gonna affect him? He's going up against a guy who isn't too big of a name. I mean, the guy, yes, he's fought the biggest names in boxing. He's fought the biggest names in the heavyweight division. But is this a super fight for Francis? Will the PFL co-promote this? We know he signed with the PFL, but they are allowing him to do boxing first. Is he going to do this boxing match and then go back to MMA? Because if he does that, wouldn't that kind of counteract what he's trying to do in boxing right now? Isn't he taking this Chisora fight to get acquainted with boxing and to get used to boxing? If you're doing that, do you want to really be switching in between sports like boxing to MMA, back to boxing? Or do you want to have two boxing fights before your MMA debut in the PFL? Now, names are being thrown around like Brock Lesnar and Rico Verhoeven and Gordon Ryan. As far as the PFL is concerned, all of these matches are being talked about or have at least been insinuated towards. However, before his MMA matches, of course, he's going to have these boxing fights. And does he beat Derek Chisora? No, Derek Chisora, yes, maybe he's not the best boxer in the world, but he's a really good boxer. He's a heavyweight. He's 39 years old. He's old. He's past his prime. But Francis Ngannou's 36, 35. So how does this fight go? Is this risk really worth the reward that Francis Ngannou is going to get? Because how much is he really going to make from this fight? Maybe 1-2 million tops, if it even gets into the millions. How many pay-per-views is this going to sell? I wouldn't say it sells over 1 million pay-per-view buys, just because he doesn't have the counterpart. Derek Chisora is alright. Personally, I thought that he should wait and fight Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder showed up to that PFL event. Deontay Wilder is down for a boxing match and an MMA match. I don't think he's going to end up fighting Tyson Fury. I think that Wilder is the route to go, and I think that Wilder is going to sell almost as many pay-per-views as the Tyson Fury fight, so I like that route. And he's willing to do an MMA match, so he says. So I think that Wilder route is the route to go. However, if he wants to fight Wilder, he doesn't need to fight Derek Chisora, because Wilder isn't so much a pure boxer himself. He's not going to bring that exquisite boxing technique. He's going to bring that one punch knockout power, and they almost will look identical in that boxing ring. Francis Ngannou's footwork might look a little bit sloppier just because he's used to having kicks added and wrestling and having to worry about more of those things. But as far as the punches, as far as the combinations that they're each throwing, it might look pretty similar. However, guys, let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know if y'all think that this is a good decision for him to fight Chisora before stepping into the bigger names of boxing, or if he's gonna go boxing, MMA, and then boxing again. What do you guys think about this? Please let me know in the comments down below. But with that, we move on. Conor McGregor. Conor. Now, he is doing the Ultimate Fighter with Chandler, right? We're in the middle of the season right now. I think it's episode 4 or 5 that just came out. And Conor McGregor, he's losing. He's losing, and I can assume he maybe lost this season of the Ultimate Fighter, and I don't know if he wants to do this fight with Chandler, and I'm really confused about this, because isn't Conor McGregor trying to do a season? Wasn't he talking about in his documentary, oh, I want a season, I want a couple of fights, I don't just want one here and one there, I want to have 3 or 4 in a singular year, right? And if he was talking about this, okay, well, what year is he trying to compete in? Is he competing in 2023? Well, no, because he passed his USADA timeline for when he has to enter the pool. He has not entered it. He's not going to be able to fight in 2023. And so, okay, maybe we're looking at 2024. How many fights is he going to have in 2024? I mean, if we can't get one fight in 2023 when he was wanting to fight, summer? He was wanting to fight June, July, we were hearing. And now it's off to the next year. And if he isn't going to fight Michael Chandler, whom he did this whole season of the Ultimate Fighter with, then who is he even going to fight? Now, a fight that I would like to see, Charles Oliveira. That would be probably the biggest fight you can get, other than like an Islam Makhachev versus Conor McGregor fight. But it would lead right into that Islam versus Conor fight if Conor could get the dub. 2, maybe a Max Holloway after he fights the Korean Zombie and moves up to 155, or if he even moves up to 155. He says he wants it in his future, but who knows what's actually going to happen. It depends on what happens in the Volk and Yair fight. Depends if they give him a Volk rematch, or if Yair wins and he wins that fight against Yair. There's a lot that has to go into that for that fight to happen specifically. Dustin Poirier 3, well, is he going to fight Dustin Poirier without a season in front of that fight? Without having a chance to get acquainted to the octagon, to get acquainted to fighting, and to put a little bit of a streak together to lead into that fight, to make those adjustments? Isn't that what Conor did not want? So why isn't he fighting Michael Chandler? Or is he? Is he gonna fight Michael Chandler? However, I know if he doesn't fight Michael Chandler, Eddie Alvarez just came out saying that he wants to fight Michael Chandler in the UFC to complete their trilogy for one of maybe his last fights in his MMA career. But that would be extremely exciting. Michael Chandler versus Eddie Alvarez for a 3rd time, guys, that'd be a monstrosity. Okay, they had 2 insane fights in Bellator, maybe the most exciting fights of all time. Michael Chandler won the first one, Eddie Alvarez won the second one, and we never got to see that trilogy. However, we all know it would be a barn burner even at their ages today. However, I don't know if we're even going to get that fight, or I don't know what's going to happen if Conor doesn't speak up, or if we don't hear more news about this. So we kind of have to wait for a lot of things to pan out. But who do y'all want to see Conor fight next? Who do y'all want to see Michael Chandler fight next? Do we want to see that Chandler versus Conor still? Are we still super eager to see that? Are we confident that that's even going to happen? Please let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Or do we want to see that Eddie Alvarez versus Michael Chandler matchup if Conor can't get into the USADA pool in a reasonable amount of time? However, I think if Chandler does fight Eddie Alvarez, it kind of knocks off all chances of Conor fighting Michael Chandler. So, Michael, I guess pick your poison. He still wants that Conor fight. He's still talking about it. So, we'll see what happens. Now, for the last thing I wanted to talk about, Rose Namajunas is no longer in strawweight. I guess maybe she feels like she conquered that division. Maybe she feels like she's still the champ after that Carla Esparza loss. We haven't really heard much from her. She's been doing a couple of grappling competitions. I know she lost to Jillian Robinson in a grappling competition. She competed in ADCC in Denver for those trials. However, I don't think that she won. Maybe she won a couple matches or something like that, but she did not win the trials, so she did not move on to the finale of ADCC. But as far as a fight talk, we haven't heard much, but she's moving up to flyweight now to fight Manon Fiorot, the French bitch, as Caitlin Chukagian calls her. Manon Fiorot is a vicious striker. I mean, this is not only a good striker, she has solid grappling, right? She can defend herself on the ground, she can attack the ground, and she's big for the division. Now, this is Rose Namajunas, who is moving up to flyweight from strawweight. Never really was too big for strawweight, right? She maybe was cutting 5-7 pounds or something like that. I don't know what's going on with her, how big she's gotten, or maybe she's tired of cutting weight, but she's moving up. So I guess she's chasing that Alexa Grasso fight. She wants to get this one win over Manon Fiorot and then go ahead and probably fight it for the title, I would assume. I wouldn't see a world in where she doesn't get a title shot after fighting this fight. Manon Fiorot is one of the top contenders. The only one maybe who is ahead of her is Taila Santos, because she had that really close fight with Shevchenko, but Taila Santos is now scheduled to fight Erin Blanchfield, so we're going to see how that one goes. Both of these look like #1 contender fights. I guess whoever has the best performance is going to get that fight, but Rose Namajunas, what do y'all make of this? She's moving to flyweight. She's going to be fighting bigger girls. She never really had a wrestling background, so I don't assume she's going to be trying too hard to get Manon Fiorot to the ground. Can she strike with Manon Fiorot? She's a savage. She has beautiful footwork. She's not scared to get into the mix. She has power at strawweight, but this is a new weight class. Dealing with bigger girls. I think this is a pretty interesting topic. I think this is a pretty interesting move for Rose Namajunas. Do y'all see her winning this fight? Do y'all think this is a good move? Or do y'all think she just feels like she accomplished everything there is to accomplish at strawweight? That's kind of where I'm leaning. But guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. And thank you for tuning in to Nwadei MMA, a daily series. But with that being said, y'all stay safe, y'all stay blessed. I'm out. Peace.